For most of your life, you believed a lie that sounded responsible. It didn't shout at you, it whispered. It told you to wait, to be patient, to prepare first. You learned that financial decisions should only be made when you felt safe, stable, and confident. And because this advice came from people you trusted, you never questioned it. You assumed that waiting was smart, that delaying action was a sign of maturity. What no one told you was that waiting wasn't neutral. With each year you waited, something invisible slipped away. Not just money, but time, the only resource that never comes back. The lie was subtle because it didn't say never invest. It said later. Later when you earn more. Later when life slows down. Later when you understand everything. And so you delayed. You focused on surviving, paying the bills, doing what you had to do. Investing seemed like something for other people, people with money to spare, people who had already achieved success. You told yourself you would start when things got easier. But life never really gets easier, it just changes shape. And while you waited for the perfect moment, the years silently slipped by. In the beginning, waiting seemed harmless. You were young. Time seemed abundant. You believed you could always make up for lost time. You didn't feel urgency because nothing compelled you to feel it. There was no alarm going off saying, "This year matters." So you stayed comfortable. You stayed busy. You stayed in motion without moving forward. You consumed information instead of acting on it. You called it preparation. In reality, it was fear disguised as responsibility. Fear of making the wrong choice, fear of losing money, fear of starting imperfectly. What you didn't understand back then was the power of compound interest, not as a formula, but as a force. Compound interest doesn't just reward intelligence, it rewards time invested. A small amount invested early can outweigh large amounts invested later. But this truth doesn't seem urgent when you're young. It seems theoretical. You assumed you'd earn more money later and simply invest more then. What you didn't realize is that time does most of the heavy lifting. And every year you postpone, you're not just losing 1 year, you're losing all the years in which the money could have multiplied. One day, the illusion shatters. You look around and realize that time no longer seems infinite. The margin for error is smaller. Decisions seem heavier. Recovery takes longer. That's when you see the difference. People who didn't start out smarter than you, people who weren't more talented, they just started earlier. And that difference has nothing to do with effort or discipline. It has to do with time. You finally understand that money rewards participation, not perfection. The system never expected you to feel confident. It rewarded those who acted. That's when regret appears. It's not loud. It's not dramatic. It's silent, heavy. The regret of knowing that small, tedious actions taken years ago would have changed everything. A small, consistent investment, a decision made without complete clarity, a step taken before you felt ready. You no longer envy luxury, you envy the runway, you envy decades. Because now you understand that money isn't for showing off, it's for having options, and options disappear when time runs out. The lie taught you to fear risk more than stagnation. You were warned about losing money, but no one warned you about losing time. Inflation slowly eroded your savings. Opportunities passed you by. While you tried to protect yourself from losses, you guaranteed the opportunity cost. Saving alone didn't save you. Playing defensively forever didn't create freedom. It only postponed the inevitable realization that doing nothing is still a decision, and often the most expensive one. Later in life, financial stress is different. It doesn't motivate you, it drains you. You don't have the same energy to recover from mistakes. You don't want to gamble. You want peace. You want stability. And that's when you realize that time to take risks was when you had time to recover. The time to build was when your body and mind were strongest. You thought waiting was protecting your future self. In reality, it made their lives harder. But here's the part that still matters. The lie only wins if you keep believing it. You can't reclaim the years you delayed, but you can stop donating more years to hesitation. You don't need perfect knowledge. You don't need certainty. You don't need to eliminate risk. You need movement. Small, consistent, intentional. Because action compounds faster than motivation ever will. And time doesn't care about your intentions. It only responds to what you actually do. The biggest financial lie you believed your whole life told you that waiting was safe. It wasn't. Time was never standing still. It was always moving forward, with or without you. And it still is. The question now isn't what you should have done years ago. The question is what you'll do next. Because every year from this point forward is either working for you or against you. And that decision, whether you realize it or not, is already being made.
As years go by, you begin to notice how time seems different. The days still pass slowly, but the years disappear without warning. You remember when you were younger and thought 5 years was a long time. Now, 5 years seem like nothing. That's when you understand why people say time speeds up with age. It's not because the clock changes, it's because the time you have left becomes more visible. And with that awareness comes a silent pressure, a pressure you didn't feel when you believed you could always fix things later. You also begin to see money differently. When you were younger, money seemed abstract, numbers on a screen, something you could solve with effort. Work harder, earn more, problem solved. But then you realize that money is stored time. Each real is hours of your life, and when you're older, you have fewer hours to negotiate. That's when financial mistakes hurt the most. Not because the amounts are greater, but because the recovery time is shorter. The same loss that seemed manageable at 30 seems dangerous at 60. This is where the lie reveals its final form. It convinces you that security lies in certainty, that if you simply avoid mistakes, everything will be fine. But life doesn't reward those who avoid mistakes forever. It rewards those who learn early. You see this clearly now. People who faced some difficulties when they were younger often seem calmer afterward. They learned how markets moved. They learned how emotions worked. They developed resilience. Meanwhile, those who avoided discomfort for decades often face it all at once when they have less energy to deal with it. You also notice how fear changes. When you're young, fear is loud but light. When you're older, fear is silent but heavy. It takes a back seat. It appears in questions like, what if my money runs out? Or what if I can't work anymore? You realize that financial fear doesn't disappear when you earn more. It disappears when you build systems that don't depend entirely on you. This is something you wish you had understood sooner. Income is effort, wealth is structure, and the lie kept you focused on effort while neglecting structure. Looking back, you realize how many times you confused being busy with being productive. You worked hard, you sacrificed, you told yourself you would invest when you had more money left over. But there was always something else to pay for, something else to fix, something else that seemed urgent. Life kept filling every gap you left open. And since investing wasn't automatic, it was optional. Optional things are always postponed. Now you understand that wealth is rarely built solely on intention. It is built by systems that eliminate the need for constant decision-making. There comes a point when you stop feeling angry about the lie and begin to feel clarity. The anger disappears, the clarity remains. You understand that no one lied to you out of malice. They also believed it. They were repeating what they'd been taught. A system designed around stability, not freedom.
around wages, not property, around consumption, not compound interest. You forgive them, but you also realize that continuing to believe the lie is a choice, and with each year you postpone the unlearning process, the price to pay increases. You begin to realize that money isn't just about numbers, it's emotional, psychological, deeply connected to identity and self-esteem. The lie taught you that you needed to earn the right to invest, that you needed to prove your worth first. But investing was never a reward, it was a tool meant to be used early on, not necessarily perfectly, but consistently. Waiting until you felt deserving didn't make you more secure, it only delayed the moment when money could start working for you. What hurts the most isn't the money you didn't earn, it's the freedom you postponed, the choices you didn't have, the stress you carried for longer than necessary. Can you imagine what it would be like to reach this stage of life, knowing that your time is truly your own? Knowing that your basic needs are met? Knowing that you don't have to keep striving just to stay afloat? That kind of peace doesn't come from working harder forever. It comes from decisions made years before. Silent decisions, decisions without fanfare, the kind of decision that nobody applauds in the moment. And yet, even now, something important remains true. Time hasn't run out completely. As long as you're here, there is still leverage, still choice, still the ability to shift direction. The lie wants you to believe that if you didn't start early, there's no point starting now. That's its final trap. Because progress is still progress, momentum still matters. Starting late isn't ideal, but never starting is far worse. Action still compounds, just on a shorter timeline. The biggest financial lie you believed your whole life was that waiting was wisdom, that caution was protection, that someday would arrive on its own. It won't. Someday is built by what you do today. Not tomorrow, not when you feel ready, today. Because the most expensive thing you can do now isn't making a mistake, it's standing still. Time will keep moving either way. The only thing you get to choose is whether it moves with you or past you.